Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome in to Swish for Real. It's your boy, Big Mike. I'm in the building. Our co-host, Boogie Bob and Wild Dog, they're actually covering the WNBA game tonight. So they're going to bring that information to y'all on the next podcast, and they're going to tell you about the game. But we have a great guest tonight, man. Forgive me, is it Drelan or how you pronounce your first name?
Drelan
Tripplett. Hey, man, how you been? How things going on your side of the world, man?
Man, good, man. I'm enjoying retirement, man. I'm enjoying it, man. So it's new. It's a transition, but I'm enjoying it.
Facts. And how long you been retired so far?
Now would it be? I'm probably about 6 months, 7 months in right now. Yeah.
What? So you early retiring?
Early, yeah, for sure.
All right, so typically when we have guests on, we ask them about 3 questions. So I'm gonna ask you 3 questions and answer them the best of your abilities, and give the audience a little bit of information on these questions. So my first question is like AAU ball. Did you play it, and what are your thoughts on it nowadays, and where did you play it at?
Yeah, so I'm from Oklahoma City. I played on a team called Athletes First, and then I also played on a team out of here in Dallas. It was called BST, which stands for Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And, we were definitely a really, really good team. So we beat Austin Rivers in nationals.
Nice.
He had a crazy squad. He gave us like 46 with that L. But that was just, what I'm saying, being around that much talent, though, in our AAU days, man, I still think in my eyes, and this is another argument, I got one of the best draft classes in the world, 2011, like that class of 2011. We had the most NBA players in a long time to come out of that high school class of 2011.
Nice, so, and that's the Dallas Mavericks championship year.
Yeah, for sure. So, and then you don't forget my Thunder gonna win this year, but that's another conversation.
Hey, salute to the Thunder, man.
Right. So, but nah, AAU for me was fun for sure. I think that's actually where I got all my exposure from, honestly. Because in school ball, I wasn't averaging 30 and all, what I'm saying? I was just a regular player, which I did great. I won state championship. I did all of those things, but I wasn't just, I was out there just hanging out with my teammates at that point. I probably dropped like 17s and 21s and stuff like that, but I wasn't killing. So, but now, these kids now, first of all, it's 90 cameras on the baseline.
Oh, so wow.
It's not basketball no more to me, man. It's a jungle out there for real, because everybody just wants to do something for the highlight. They want to look good. Like, winning the game don't matter no more.
Now, you think that's more of a coaching thing, or is it more just the culture that changed?
I think it's the culture. I want to say the culture. Yes. One of my good mentors and friends, his name is Torrance Moody. We have this talk all the time. He said, if I can put a team of 40-year-olds right now against a group of 20-year-olds, the 40-year-olds will win just because their mindset of we just play hard and we know how to play together. And I used to laugh at him like, what are 20-year-olds going to run circles around you? And then you realize, like, wait, they don't know how to communicate on defense. They don't do the little stuff that real basketball was doing. So, I'd be kind of having to give him his props when he say stuff like that, because it actually does make sense.
Yeah, because I bring it back to the coaching, because I used to coach AAU basketball, and my philosophy, I had two philosophies. Defense first, always play hard defense, and then move the ball. I don't want you beating the brakes off the ball. Just move it, and you'll find the open man. So going back to the culture itself, do you think, like, with coaching in general, because I think a lot of it comes from the coach when it comes to AAU basketball and these current environments, it's got to be more so the coaching that makes these kids want to do that, and social media. But I
don't want to say this to hurt people's feelings that may see this, but that also comes from people getting coaching jobs who never played the game. So I see that so much here in Dallas, like a guy that never played even JV for his high school, never played college, never played professional, gets a job over a guy like me who played 11 years overseas. Like, how does he get a job over me? I got a degree like he does. I got all the things. I got all the accolades. What do we look at when we're hiring coaches in AAU and high school levels? Like, because that's where it starts.
Yeah.
Obviously, college coaches, you got to give them their credit because obviously that's where the discipline comes in. So if we can teach the discipline early, we have a great ball game.
Now, and it goes right back to Mark Cuban had a statement back in the day, and you probably heard it, that he said he'd rather have a European player versus an American player in regards to like high school and under, because the European players were more structured and they played better team ball. Yeah. And I get what he's saying, but I kind of agree to disagree, because the reason why I disagree, because I coached in it, and I understand that there's a lot of good coaches out there that don't get the credit that they do, and they run good programs, but they're overseated by all these other big programs that have these all-star players, and they just want to see the highlight. But what are your thoughts on what Mark Cuban said in regards to European players in regards to the youth?
It's a yes and a no, because as much as they already come disciplined, they don't come athletic. So then you get the American kids who come athletic, they lack the discipline. It's a gift and a curse, and it depends on you as a coach, because can you teach the discipline to really make this player? I'll give you an example. Anthony Edwards. Very athletic, very out of control a little bit, but he has discipline around him to where he's not none of that, to where that you would say, oh, I wouldn't want him on my team, because he's showing the discipline, the growth. And that's what you want to see when you get an athletic player. So like I said, it's an up and down, or you can get a player like Ginobili, who comes in and just gonna, hey, what do you need me to do? I'm gonna do that. And a lot of people don't give Ginobili his credit for how he plays defense as well.
Yeah,
it's discipline. It's like, hey, we need to keep him from not scoring 30. Even if he can't do it, he's gonna go out there and just try really, 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 really hard. He doesn't have the lack of confidence, I would say.
Yes, Spurs was a beast. And I think a lot of it, even though he did come from Argentina, I think a lot of it did have top fingerprint on a lot of what Ginobili did in regards to how he played defense. Now, my second question is, did you ever play overseas ball? And I kind of looked at your stats and it looked like you played in Canada at one point in time. Anywhere other than Canada?
So I played in Singapore. I played in Malaysia.
Nice.
I played in Australia 2 years straight. I went to Jamaica. I am now one of the co-founders of a team called the Storm in the Jamaican League. So I actually help people get over there to get stats and film and things like that and get that pro experience. What am I missing? I played in 5 different places in Mexico. I went to Bolivia. I've been to Portugal. Like, I've been all over. So me and my friend just had to talk about this, because he was like, bro, I know you got the film. You have all these things to show you played. Why your Eurobasket look like that? Because they messed my birthday up. So my birthday was March 10th, which is 3/10/1993.
Yep.
You know, they read it backwards. So to them, it was the 3rd of October, 1993. So I had 2 profiles that teams are updating to this profile. When I reached out to the Eurobasket family and told them what was going on, I was like, I need to delete that other one and put the stats on this one. They just deleted it, and it was like, no, like I need the stats still. And it was just a whole controversial thing. So, I mean, I laugh at it, and I look at the things I have, like my house, the other things I have, like, should my money speak for it?
Facts. And going back to traveling as far as abroad when it comes to basketball, what was your favorite country to play basketball in?
Man, I get asked this so much. Man, I can't choose one, bro, because every culture has something. Like, I would say Singapore for sure is Singapore and Australia are the 2 that's like, because Singapore is the richest country in the world. I don't care about Dubai. I don't care about none of the things people are talking about.
Yeah, statistically
Singapore
it is
very clean. Yeah. It costs like $50,000. It's like a $50,000 fine to chew gum. Like, that's crazy. Like, what?
Damn.
So it's the death penalty if you like smoke weed and stuff. That's a culture of discipline for sure. So, but Australia was fun, man. We were on the golf course with my coach. 50 kangaroos just come on the golf course just eating grass, and 8, And they look at me eye to eye. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, you know,
yeah, them things are huge.
You see it on social media, like, oh man, the kangaroo is huge and but they ain't that big. No, I'm talking about I'm 6'8". One of them was bigger than me for sure. He was like, he had to be like 7 foot. Like, this is crazy. And y'all be out here just playing with them and fighting them, like y'all crazy. Like, no way.
Nah, facts. And I be seeing them videos with them muscular kangaroos. I'm like,
that stuff is real, bro. Like, I promise you, that's not fake. That's real. I seen them eye to eye, and I'm like, y'all just gonna walk up to it, and the kangaroo feet like long. Kangaroo lean on that tail and about to kick you. You better back up because it's a little crazy, man. I was scared. I was on the little porch of the golf course while they out there just talking and hanging out. So yeah, I ain't going out there. Y'all crazy.
Yeah. All right. So Singapore and Australia were your two favorite places, which is good to know because I heard a lot of good things about Singapore, and you kind of expressed that. My third question, and then we'll move on to the next subject. NBA call-ups. How many NBA call-ups did you get in? And kind of explain what that process is like, if people want to know if there's NBA players looking at this.
So I had an actual chance to play in the NBA G League 2018, right before I actually went to Singapore. Actually, I went to the tryout. I'm killing it. I'm doing really well to where in the break time, the assistant at the time of the G League, of the Oklahoma Blue at the time, was telling me like, yo, hey, you're 6'8", you're very versatile. We like you. You know, we may bring you to training camp to where, you know, you may not play a lot because, you know, they're going to bring some guy down or whatever, but you get paid. You're still, you know, everything that it comes with. And I get hurt in the last scrimmage.
Oh, man.
I don't know if you remember, but the Thunder had a big white kid named Mitch McGarry, big bruiser, big white dude, solid. I tried to get a rebound. So I was trying to pass stats. I'm not going to lie. I tried to go in there and get me a rebound. Landed right on his foot. My ankle was about this big in 10 seconds. And they said, training camp is Tuesday. This was a Thursday. Can you go for training camp Tuesday? No way. I can't even walk.
Dang. So did you have a stress fracture or anything?
No. It was just like a level 3 sprain. And it was crazy because I ain't never had none. I really thought my ankle was broken at that point because it was like super swollen. It looked very nasty. To where they gave me like a I want to say like a steroid shot, but they're not giving me steroids. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like they stuff in it to keep the blood flow. And yeah, I still think about that to this day. Like, what could have happened? Because you got to remember at that time the Thunder had Andre Roberson. I don't think he's better than me. He can't even shoot. So it's like I can do everything he can do on the defensive end, and I can score the ball. So I still think about that to this day. Like, God didn't want me to do that, man. God didn't want me to go to the Thunder because I'm from Oklahoma too. That would have been crazy. Like, think about that though. I'm from Oklahoma City, and I would have made the Oklahoma Thunder NBA. Like, that's crazy. That's like Trae Young going to the Thunder or Blake Griffin going to the Thunder. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like what happened to Alonzo Ball when he went to the Lakers?
Jim packed. Everybody there. It happens like that, bro. The hometown kids, bro. When LeBron went to Cleveland, Jim go crazy because people who saw him when he was 17, now they want to see him when he's 25. Like, you know how it go, man. Like, marketing is everything.
Now, thanks. Speaking of marketing, the NBA just had their draft positioning as far as who gets what. And
rigged before you even ask. Rigged. Rigged before you even ask. It's rigged.
So the top 10, Dallas got 1, San Antonio 2, Philly got 3, Charlotte 4, Utah 5, Washington 6, New Orleans 7, Brooklyn 8, Toronto 9, and Houston 10. I don't know how I feel about Cooper Flagg. Is he, in your opinion, is he everything that you think he is? And kind of tell me more about like what was going on with the NBA. And you know, it's all family here.
I'm gonna start by saying this: Kyrie, Clay, Cooper, AD, Derek Lively. What does that sound like?
Well, 3 of those guys are from Duke, so
I'm saying. But no, I think that would be a crazy 5, especially now that I live here in Dallas. I'm be at every game for sure. But yeah, I think, man, like I said, I'm on social media a lot and I'm watching. a lot of conspiracy theories of usually when people trade this or this, they get the number 1 pick, and that has been true.
Mm-hmm.
Started with Anthony Davis. It went on with Andrew Wiggins. Like I can go so on and so on how these teams would trade a star player and get the number 1 pick. So it's like
Zion Williams.
Zion went up. Like it's so many of them that we can just keep going down the line. Like even with Anthony Bennett, even though he was a bust, but it was like if he would have turned out great like he was when, come on, man, that would have been crazy. Him, LeBron, Kevin Love, like that would have been crazy. Like, so, and I don't know, man. I think it's something going on behind them doors for sure because y'all gave them the number 1 pick and they traded away Luka. Like that's crazy. To me, my opinion, Washington or Utah should have the number 1 pick. Like why is that even a question? Or the Hornets? Those 3 teams for sure because they haven't done anything. You need the market to be more valuable. They don't have a valuable market right now. They don't have stars. So you need a young athlete or somebody to come over and build the branding of that team back up. Even if it's not even a winning culture, you still need a star to get some more ticket sales.
Now, you think he'll be a difference maker for Dallas as far as Cooper Flagg goes?
Yeah. Because now, not even being funny, you don't even need Klay to shoot. I mean, you don't need Klay to play defense. You can just shoot. Klay don't got to play defense. Put Cooper, he can guard 1 through 4 for sure. So let him guard whoever the star is, like Anthony L. Like let him guard those guys. He's young. He run all day long. It makes sense. Now Klay don't have to use them legs on defense. Shoot. Kyrie don't have to play no defense for real. Slay. Like, come on. What are we talking about? It'll be too easy. Now, do I think they're going to trade it? I think they will. Because they keep saying on social media, Dallas said they're not going to trade it, and they never do what they say they're going to do. I know that much.
So with San Antonio, you think they're going to pick up Dylan Harper? Will he be a good fit for them? Because,
I think they go ace. And I'll tell you why I think they go ace. Keldon
Ace
Johnson,
Bailey?
Yes. Keldon Johnson isn't really giving the consistency. And you can bring him off the bench with the second unit. And obviously Keldon Johnson could be more of a like Jamal Crawford kind of player without the crossovers, obviously. But more of a scoring, going straight downhill. Let him do that while Ace Bailey starts with the guys, with the Wemby. That's a lot of athleticism. That's some youth. And you can do some things with that. And now you got Chris Paul teaching them. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that we can but I think they should go small forward instead of guard. Because if you do bring a guard like Dylan Harper, what do you do with De'Aaron
Fox? Yeah, because why'd you bring him in there?
That would be crazy, but they too ball dominant.
Yeah.
So not even being funny, I use this all the time. Kyrie and Luka was working, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
But did you not see Klay sitting there with an attitude? Everybody see Luka got 40, Kyrie got 30, Klay got an attitude because he opened and he ain't getting the extra pass. He's used to extra pass.
Yeah.
So, but nobody's like, we went to a game and we was sitting in a suite. I'll never forget it. And who was it that shot that shot? I don't remember his name. He's one of the younger bench guys. He was in the game. It was Luka. Kyrie was sitting. So it was Luka, one of the other guards, Klay, and then it was Lively and it was like PJ Washington and Gafford. It was before AD got there. And no lie, they make him Luka drive, kick to the young boy. They helping already. So the young boy catches it and he shoots it instead of having Klay in the corner, nobody, the extra. Klay was literally like, you can see it in his face like, and I was like, yeah, somebody's leaving for sure. I kept saying Klay was going to leave. I kept saying it. Klay they don't know extra pass. Klay know how to play basketball the right way. Extra pass.
I agree.
Extra pass. That's what they do with the words. That's why he's winning. You think somebody going to ISO you? No. Extra pass. Extra pass. And that wins. That's the Spurs have done it. Now the Warriors did it a couple years. So now when people start to figure that out, it makes a difference.
And it kind of reminds me, and we talked about it earlier about the 2011 Mavericks. The Mavericks played that way. They was like the most phenomenal team-oriented team in general. You know what I mean? And then they won the championship. Because you have like the Miami Heat, they was pretty much ISO ball for a lot of what they did. But Dallas was like, no. And then when they beat the Lakers in that fashion they blew them out. Mother's Day Massacre was like, oh my God, man, you got beat by 40,
man. So I don't know, man. That's another part of basketball that's missing. Extra pass. Which
I agree.
I think the shooting is still there because not everybody wants to shoot these. Like nobody wants to post up anymore. Like more guards are posting up than bigs. There's more pick and pops, and you know what I'm saying. And the guards are attacking, which I mean, that ain't wrong, but it's like I love the big men that go down there and say, "Give it here, 1-2 drop step dunk." Like man, they don't know how good that look. Like they don't like, bro. What? That's like, why do you think Shaq gets so much respect? Because he just went down there. I don't want to shoot. He'll play around in the All-Star game and shoot a 3 knowing he ain't gonna make it, stuff like that. Yeah, but real thing, I'm going right here. He can't do nothing with me. Give it here.
Now, the fact that San Antonio has the number 2 pick and Philly has the number 3 pick, what does Philly need to make them a more, I guess, dominant team and people fear them? What do they need?
Man.
Do they keep Joel Embiid?
Yes, for sure. I don't care what nobody say. Keep him for sure. Because you're not going to get another center that does what he does unless you go get Jokic. And Jokic ain't leaving. So that's that. I say, because like that's where I'm twisted with Philly for sure. Because I say they need a small forward, but then I'm like, well, they got PG.
Mm-hmm.
So then I say, well, maybe it's the 4-man. And then it's like, well, the 4-man wouldn't do nothing because you got PG, Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey. So it's like, I don't know. I think they need better chemistry. I don't think you need a different player. I think they have a good team because you have what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Even got Kelly Oubre Jr. over there. It's like, bro, that's a good defender, and he shoot way better now. So it's like, so now he's shooting and he's playing defense. Like, so you got your 3-and-D guy, your point guard that go downhill all day long, a vet within Paul George, and then you got Embiid. Like, he's probably out. A few years ago, I was giving him over Jokic. Because he don't always got to turn his back. He face you, jab. He come at you. Jokic be just walking you down with the big man ball, just at the free throw line, posting up, shooting fade away. And Embiid is, I like that. You know, that's my style of play. I like that. He's 7 foot and he getting jiggy with it. Like I'm cool with that. So
what about
their chemistry?
What about Charlotte though? What do they need? And they pick number 4. What is wrong with Charlotte, man, in general? Because they haven't been good in a long time.
Man. Charlotte need to move to Vegas. They need to make that the Vegas team.
The same thing. I wasn't thinking Vegas, but I know they need to move around.
I would say, Charlotte, man, because you got Brandon Miller. He's nice. You got LaMelo.
Mm-hmm.
No, they got the rapper back. Bridges. They got Bridges back. And then they got the big Mark Williams. They got big Mark Williams. So it's like, they just young. You got to let them grow. You know, got to let them grow. Not everybody's going to be young and winning. Because, like, I'm a Thunder fan right now. But I think we're too young to beat Denver in Game 7.
Dang.
I want us to win so bad, but I got to be real first. The realistic factor is we're probably just too young and not enough experience to beat them.
Now, I would that's a different conversation, but I'll even chime in on it. Last year, when they faced against Dallas, what was the difference between Oklahoma and Dallas in that series?
Shot making.
Yeah.
I went to one of the playoff games here in Dallas. It was shot making for sure. We missed a lot of open threes. The Thunder missed a lot of open threes. So it was like, if we would have made shots, I feel like we actually could have beat them. But we were shooting terrible. And I mean, as everybody says, women lie, men lie, numbers don't. You go look at the numbers. We shot like one game. I know for sure we shot like 27% from 3. Like that's crazy. Shoot like that, and then Luka went 9 for 12 from 3. Like no, we're not gonna beat them. Like we're not gonna beat them. So I don't know. I feel like we we gotta get more consistency out of like Jalen Williams, out of Isaiah Joe off the bench. Like we gotta get more consistency out of Casey Wallace. We gotta get more consistency out of those guys because like last game when we just lost in Denver, Jalen Williams had like 6 points. Like, bro, we're not gonna beat them.
What? Not Jalen Williams.
6 points.
The starting Jalen Williams, right?
Yes, 6 points. J-Dub, 6 points. Shea had 30 or whatever. Like he gonna do that. That's cool. Yeah. But he need help. Chet had like 11. That ain't enough. Like he needs somebody else to take the Robin role if he gonna be Batman. So Jokic, why I think they'll win. Jokic know he's Batman. Murray ain't Robin that day. Guess what? MPJ or Aaron Gordon will have a good game. They know they got to step it up.
Yeah,
that's the difference between a vet team and a young team because you see, man, he ain't doing nothing today. I got it though, and then now we moving forward. Now we know we can lean on you.
All right, and last question in regards to the draft. Utah Jazz, what do they need in this draft? Because in my opinion, I think they're in a rebuild mode. They've been in it for since Spider left. So the last 3 years they've been in a rebuild mode. So what do they need?
I would say go get VJ. Edgecombe, the guard. Let him play the 2. And I'll tell you what, you got Keontae at the 1, him at the 2, and you got Lauri Markkanen at the 3. And Lauri Markkanen, they play him at the 4 most of the time, but he should be playing the 3 for sure. If he plays the 3, by far, they'll be too big for a lot of teams, be more athletic. And then you will now have Lauri Markkanen and whoever the other 2 bigs are. There's too much discipline on the backside. So now DJ Edgecombe can press up and play defense. Keontae can press up and play defense because we know we got help on the backside. Like, come on, man. That'll change them for sure. They'll beat teams like the Hornets. For sure.
And they always give Dallas a fit when we play them all the time because I wasn't born in Dallas, but I got here as soon as I could. But I'm a big Dallas Mavericks fan, as you can tell. But we always get the best of Utah, and Utah played pretty good. In my opinion, they needed a point guard, point blank. Period. If they get a great guard, they'll be a better team because Lauri Markkanen needs somebody to get into the ball in positions where he can be, successful. And I don't think they have that just yet. Even though they have that kid they got from LA, I forgot his name. What is his name? He's Polynesian. Is he Polynesian or Filipino? You know what I'm talking about? He's mixed Filipino kid. What is his name?
I don't
know, but he actually can score real good, and he comes off the bench more so than anybody. But in my opinion, I think if they get a point guard, then they'll be a very threatening team in the West. But since Stockton and Malone them left, and it just went through a whole series of just years of just not really getting over the hump. It's just been hard for them.
For sure. I agree with that.
All right, bet that. Now, the NBA playoffs, been in full swing, and it's been a lot of great teams just going at it. And I hate Dallas. I would have rather seen Dallas face off against Oklahoma in that first round, but it wasn't in the cards for us because, got rid of Luka.
For sure.
So the West, let's look at the West for right now. The Timberwolves been kicking butt and taking names, and they just put out the Warriors, and they beat the Warriors 4-1, which is surprising.
Without Steph.
Huh? Yeah.
Without Steph. Now, I do think they would have still won if they had Steph, but it would have been 4-1. It'd probably been like 4-2, maybe Game 7. Because Steph changes the game.
In your opinion, do you think if Oklahoma won, who would win out of Minnesota Oklahoma series?
You want me to be biased or honest?
Honest. Okay. Always honest.
I would have to go with the Timberwolves. And I'll tell you why. Everybody knows their role. So, I saw Julius Randle post up last game against the Warriors. He had posted up. And I said, he's about to ice. So he turned back around. They ran a play where they did like a V-line cut around him. And he drops it. Jaden McDaniels catches it. And instead of going up, he extra pass. 3 Anthony Edwards. I'm like, oh my God, that's deadly. When you don't take an ISO post up in the mid from your star your forward. And then you have one of the most athletic wings right now running full speed to the goal and don't dunk it. And kicks that for the 3 to the star play. Like, we know we got to get some shots. Like, that's crazy. You're not going to beat that.
So you think they'll beat Oklahoma if they were to face off against them?
I'll tell you why. They're going to let Shea score 30, and they're going to shut everybody else down. And the Thunder cannot beat anybody like that.
And that's kind of what Dallas kind of did to them last year, because they was, okay, you can shoot, but we're going to put everybody on lock. And then PJ was, he was really playing the hell out of Shea.
But and making it like, so I'm going to still say good offense is going to be good defense every time. Because, I mean, if you play basketball and you didn't play some of the best defense in your life and they still making you like, dang, like I just gave max effort. I had a hand up, put my hand on his nose. Like I did so many things for him to miss and he still made it. Like this crazy. So good defense, I believe, isn't a thing for real. Because if I just got better offense than you, you look like nobody.
You just out there.
Yeah, you just out there. Like, I appreciate you putting a hand up and being this calm, but watch this. So, yeah, man, I don't think the Thunder will pull it off, though, man. I want us to. I would love for us to. Don't get me wrong, because that's my team, home team hero. But
how many games would it go?
I say we'll give them 6, 4-2.
Oh, okay. Okay.
4-2. And if we are winning the 3-2 at that time, it'll go 7 for sure. Because Minnesota, they play to the end, man. You got to give them their props. They play. And they're well coached, man. Like they coach be saying something. Ant, I just seen where Ant was talking to Rudy Gobert. He was telling Rudy Gobert something. Coach said, hey, and I'm talking about in mid-sentence, like, all right, I'm like, you don't get that from other adults on other teams. Because they like, somebody would have said, don't snap at us. Like, it could have been so many things said about how he grasped that attention, but they all just, what's up, coach? How we going to win this game?
Thanks.
And it's like, bro, you don't get that. Like, people don't get the little things like that is going to make the difference. That's why I think they would beat the Thunder.
That's respect.
Shea be in the huddle like, move out the way. I'm going to score. You got to make shots. And then coach come in, he be like, coach, tell him to make shots. I'm like, oh, shit. We ain't going to win this game. We going to win this game. Because coach like, yeah, guys, come on. We got to make shots. I'm like, is he the coach or you?
Thanks. All right, so now let's put it to the Nuggets. Who went out of Minnesota and the Nuggets, and how many games would it take for them to win it?
Man, that's the toss up there. Because at any given night, like I said, the Nuggets, they let Jokic play, and they play around him. So it's, in a sense, more dominant for Denver. So it's like, can Gobert guard Jokic?
Yeah. And isn't Denver kind of a bigger team in essence, though?
It doesn't matter. You have nobody for Jokic. I don't care. I was a non-believer. I'm not going to act like I wasn't. I was like, man, Jokic ain't that good. He just be killing them because he play lazy or whatever. Then I really started watching, like, I think I scored like 49 or something.
He's such a great passer, man.
He had 49, 20 rebounds, and 16 assists or something. I said, but I got to start watching for real. Like, what am I missing to where I don't think he's that good?
Yeah.
I watch the game. And I think of it more as like how I look at T-Mac. T-Mac played with his own pace. He knew how to slow down, make a shot. He knew how to speed up and go dunk on you. He knew how to use his crossovers, change speeds when he's making a move to where he get by you. Like T-Mac had a complete game. And a lot of people overlooked that too. Brandon Roy had a similar game. So
man.
So when you look at
I'm gonna have to do a deep dive on his career because Brandon Roy is the truth.
So when you look at Jokic, it's like he don't do nothing special. He just played the right way. He played his way. And your defense can't determine what he does. That's a great ball player.
And then a lot of his assists comes off of them other teams double teaming him.
You gotta let him. So first of all, there's nothing you're gonna do to stop him from getting 30. I'm just gonna say that right now. If he wants 30 points, he's gonna get it. And I dare anybody in the league, and I don't care who it is. Everybody was like, "Oh, Anthony Davis, the best defensive big." No, the hell he's not. Rudy Gobert is the best. No, he's not. Because if they that good, I would want to see them hold him to about 15, 20 points. Just hold him to 20. I want to see that. Hold him to 20. Because if he want that 30, ain't nothing nobody can do to stop that man. Like he's too big. He knows how to use his body, and he does nothing special. He doesn't care about looking cool when he do it. He wants to win. Can't stop that.
So let me ask you this question, though. Julius Randle, when he came to Minnesota and they shipped Cat off to New York, now do those two players now fit where they are now? Does it look better? Because I know in the beginning, Julius was not happy about that whole situation because this is what is his 13? Cat was cool with it. Cat was like, I'm out. I'll see y'all.
So it's a yes and a no. Me personally, I don't think Cat should be playing the 5. Make him a bigger 4 because he shoots it really good.
Mm-hmm.
Make him a bigger 4, but his problem is he can't guard 4. So, which why it didn't work in Minnesota. Julius Randle moves his feet better. He can guard a guard. So he's more agile in that sense. The yes for Cat, it works because that pick and pop with him and Brunson is crazy. Because Brunson is really crafty.
Yeah.
Another player that the Mavericks should have kept. Don't be quiet.
Don't make my heart scream, man.
Right. But it's the same. I compare that situation to James Harden. Like it's bringing him off the bench and you limit him, and then he like, man, I want to go see what I can really do, and he showed you what he can do. So, I like Cat now in the Knicks, and I do like Randle now.
In Minnesota.
Lost a lot of prize pick bets on Julius Randle with the Knicks, so I wasn't a believer. Wasn't a believer at all. But now, yes, it fits for sure. I'll give it to him. They both look very comfortable with the new teammates and the new teams. So I say yeah, for sure.
All right, so now with the series between, if that happens, Denver versus Minnesota, who wins that series and by how many games?
I got to go Denver, man. I got to go Denver. Jokic.
Why so? And how many games would it take to win that?
I think it'll take maybe 6 or 7, just depends. I say 6, just to be nice, because they really can 4-1 them easy. But like I said, when it comes to the Denver Nuggets, if Murray having a bad game, Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr., they know, hey, man, I got to do something. Same way with Jamal Murray. He know, hey, Aaron Gordon ain't making nothing. He missing. I got to turn it up or not. And they win.
Michael Porter's a shooter, though. He loves to shoot.
Too many people who can turn into Robin.
Yeah.
So with Minnesota, I ain't never seen Jaden McDaniels score 40. I've seen Michael Porter Jr. do it. I've seen Aaron Gordon do it. I've seen Jamal Murray do it. So it's like, wait, they all can be a Robin. So you got 3 Robins with the biggest Batman of them all. Come on, man.
Now, isn't Russell Westbrook on Denver too?
Yeah, but I mean, that's a gift and a curse. And I love Russ. Like, I know Russ is my brother. So I think you take Jokic out of the game, or you let him play pick and pop with Russ. Because Russ downhill is nobody want to be in front of that. It's a freight train coming. So
facts.
They ain't using him right because they still run it through Joker. But now Westbrook is spotting up shooting. That's one of his weaknesses. And he's been making shots here lately, so you got to give him his props, but it's still not his strength. His strength is pick and roll or getting downhill. So even if you play pick and let Jokic pop and let him go, oh my God. And then you got Porter Jr. in the corner for 3, and you got to help because Russ going to dunk it if you don't. And he's smart enough to like, oh yeah, it's over.
So you have Denver over the Nuggets, and then you have the Nuggets over Minnesota for the West. So let's move it over to the East. And I'm surprised of how far the Pacers got. I had a quote that Rick Carlisle is a genius when it comes to coaching, man. He knows how to get the best out of his players. And they got past Cleveland. Like, how do you do that? It's crazy how they beat Cleveland 4-1. So now we have the Knicks and the Celtics. I mean, without Jason Tatum, with the Celtics pushing to a 6-game series now, who do you have winning that series as far as the Knicks and Celtics? Do you think Knicks close it out tonight?
Yes, for sure. If they don't, something ain't right. Because I'm gonna say this: you paid Jaylen Brown more than Tatum, but Tatum is the star player. Now he's hurt. Do you give him a narrative now in a storyline with, he don't need him and build his market value now that you have? Because you got to think, to be marketable, you got to be presentable. He used to have long, wild hair, didn't he? Cut his hair.
Yeah.
So I look at all of the things that make sense.
Yeah.
Cut his hair. He's more marketable now. His beard ain't so big. He trimmed it down. Cut his hair. He's presentable. He's smiling in the games. Wait, he might be the Batman now, and he still got Porzingis. He still got some pieces, so that could be a narrative that they're pushing.
And were you surprised when Tatum went down with because ACL, and we talked about this a couple podcasts ago, ACL has been like some of the main Achilles rather has been like the most common thing that's been hurting these athletes, and I think it's because of the shoes that they're wearing, but I could be wrong.
More upper body workouts instead of lower body workouts. As a pro, I will say this: when we lift or when we work out, most of our workouts were upper body, little abs, trying to stay tight, your core. We weren't doing a lot of squats and all that stuff. So now we just run. So we get cardio, we get those things, which still just comes back into the core because it helps with the abs with the cardio. So it's like switch up the routines. You know what I'm saying? Just let's really start doing more calf raises and more things to strengthen the ankles and the feet. Because those are the things that hold us up at the end of the day. From the knee, I say from the knee down all the time. That's like my favorite thing. Knee down, you need to be healed. Knee down, you need to be healed.
No, facts. So you have the Knicks taking out the Celtics tonight. So if they do that, they'll face off against the Pacers. Now, who do you have winning that series? Because that's going to be like, I know that's got to go seven games for sure.
Now, this is crazy because I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not a Halliburton fan. I'm not. It's too inconsistent. It's, you know what I'm saying? For them to be pushing him to be this superstar and giving him these high rankings on 2K, it's like he's not consistent enough for me. But I gotta give him his props. That last game, he was what? Like he shot that up from the volleyball line. I was like, hey, ain't no way he just shot that all net thing. And he talking crazy. Like, I want to win. You're not gonna win, but it's still. I love the confidence. So, but I'm going Knicks.
How many games?
Ain't gonna lie, for those two, for Indiana to make it, they gotta go 7 for market value. So 7 games. They're gonna build some money with that because that's I think I just overheard somebody say this is the first time that the star players have been under 25 or under 30 or something like that. Under 25
for Indiana?
For each team that's going to the conference championship.
Oh, gotcha.
I want to say that was the narrative that they said, if I'm not wrong. The everybody star players. So Anthony Edwards, under 25. Tyrese Halliburton, under 25. Jalen Brunson is over 25, I believe. Or he's probably right at 25 or something like that. Who knows? But that was what I kind of heard in a conversation the other day. And it was like, that's crazy. Like, that's good basketball then.
All right, so you have Denver in winning the Western Conference Final, and then you have New York winning the Eastern Conference Final.
Jokic.
So who wins the NBA championship?
Can Cat guard Jokic? That's all I'm gonna say. Can Cat guard Jokic? Hell no.
How many games will it take for New York to?
5.
So it's a gentleman's sweep, basically.
You might get one. You might. Jalen Brunson got to go for 35. I said it here first. Jalen Brunson got to go 35 for them to win. He's going to have like 37 or something. They're going to win one game. He's going to shoot bad the other game. Joker's going to go for 40. It's going to be over with.
Oh, damn. So Denver versus – that's going to be dope, though, because New York ain't – when the last time they went to the championship?
Denver?
No, New York.
Oh, New York. Ooh. To the championship?
Like the 90s, right?
Yeah, it got to be probably before that because it wasn't during Jordan's era for sure.
Nah, it was not. It had to have been before Jordan.
It had to be 80s.
Golly. So I know they just desperately trying to get something.
Melo didn't get there. That was one of my favorite players. I got number 15 tatted on me. So
nice.
Yeah, Melo and Vince Carter, my favorite two players, bro. Like those my guys.
Insanity, man. That boy was amazing. Man, also I guess we'll see Denver holding up that trophy again for 2025.
I don't want to. I would love to see the Thunder. Let me just make sure I say that. I would love to see the Thunder face against whoever comes out the East because it don't even matter because whoever comes out the West is going to win.
Yes, for sure. Now, we mentioned this player earlier today, Cooper Flagg. He may be going to Dallas. Now, I looked at his stats, and he was not too bad at Duke. He averaged about 19 points a game as a freshman, 7.5 rebounds, and he had about 4 assists, which was not too bad. Do you think him being selected number 1, possibly by the Mavs, is the way he played? Is he worth the hype? Is he overrated? He's worth the hype.
So, my theory, and excuse my language, I watched almost like 80% of Cooper Flagg's college games this year. Watching him dominate, this is my theory. I said every time he dunk, get a foul and one, and he do this, he says them niggas can't guard me. That was just my theory because that's the mindset I think he plays with because that's how hard he plays.
And did you see what he did in Rutgers when he was 16?
Man, like, come on, man. He's a special kid. Like I saw Cooper Flagg play at 15, 16, his sophomore year going into his junior year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sophomore year going into his junior year in Vegas.
Oh, wow.
Went down there with the AAU team and we went and watched. Man. Well, actually, I'll take that back. I was in Vegas visiting some friends. And when I was visiting, I saw one of my other friends post that he was there coaching. And I said, hey. And he coaches in the EYBL. So I said, hey, I'm going to come up and watch. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to come watch. He said, we play Cooper Flagg them tomorrow at noon. The gym going to be crazy. I'm not going to lie. At the time, I'm like, who the hell is that? Because I wasn't keeping up at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't care who that is. Like, okay, I'll be there. Whoever Cooper is, he better be cold. He sent back a bunch of laughing faces. So we get to the game. I'm not even joking. He goes, I said, where the Cooper Flagg kid that you're talking about? All of the cameras is watching Cooper Flagg warm up. I'm talking 90 million people on the baseline like this, and they got police backing everybody up. And he said, that's Cooper Flagg right there. And I looked at him, I'm not going to lie to you. I said, man, ain't no way. He said, you just don't know. He had 40 yesterday. I said, what? He said, yeah, 40 yesterday on somebody you know's team. I'm like, oh, wow. So we watch. And when I say we watch, I mean we watch, and I'm second row. Raymond Felton and who else was there? Raymond Felton, Gerald Green, some of those guys, all those guys were there. Like some of the big 3 guys were there, and I'm sitting right behind them, and we're just looking. And every time he did something, the NBA guys was like, man, and I'm like, bro, they really excited for this dude. And I wasn't a believer. Somebody shot a 3, and when I say it came, like this is the rim, the ball went this way, and he jumps over like 3 people, one hand, and just the gym looked like he made a shot from outside of the gym. Forget the gym go crazy. Oh, I said, oh my God, the dunk was crazy, but like he got a fan base like this.
Yeah.
And it was like watching I don't want to compare him to LeBron or anything, but it was like watching that high-level superstar status at that young age. Like, bro, you know he gonna make it because it ain't nothing y'all can do to stop him. He made threes. He guarded the best players. Cooper was doing everything, and he blocking shots on 7-footers. I'm like, yo, it ain't nothing he ain't doing. He rebounding, playing defense, he's scoring, getting assists, getting steals, jumping out of bounds to save the ball, hitting his head on the
damn
force table, and just gets up. I'm like, bro, this dude is tough. And you can see it, greatness right there in that 15, 16, bro. Like, bro, this dude is special. Like,
so can he elevate the Mavericks to get us back to the playoffs? When I'm saying us, you know, I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, but can he get us back there? And what would be can he win Rookie of the Year? I'm sure he'll be the favorite.
Rookie of the Year will be a toss-up because it depends on what team you go to and what your stats look like for real. So that'd be a toss-up because if Dylan Harper go wherever he go and he get off like that, Dylan Harper go to the Spurs and he got Chris Paul letting him come off them screens with Wemby. Oh my God, it'll be a good one. I feel like this would be a good draft class though.
Yeah,
and I feel like it'll be somebody we least expecting. So I feel like it'll be one of those like between like 11 and like 19th pick. That'll be just like a shocker that comes and somebody gonna get hurt and he gets the opportunity and he gonna kill and we gonna, man, he was good at this place, but why he go 20 instead of 5? You know what I'm saying? So it always happens like that, obviously, but that's my theory on this draft this year. Somebody between 11 and 19th pick is gonna be the key to somebody.
Now, and he's only 18 years old as far as Cooper Flagg goes, standing at 6'9". So he can move like a deer out there. He's really fast. If I had to give my estimation of who he reminds me of, it kind of reminds me of Westbrook, but with a jump shot. Because the way he moves, he's so fast.
No.
No? Who do you remind you of?
Me?
Okay.
He gives me bigger Zach LaVine. Without
Zach LaVine is not
without the 48 inch vertical, right? He got like a 41 or something, but without the super bounce. But
right.
He shows his athleticism when he needs to. He plays fast all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And when it is displayed, you see the difference. And then obviously the shooting, Zach LaVine can shoot it. And then Zach LaVine will go block a shot as a guard. Not so many, but
yeah. I was gonna say he's not a defensive-minded player though, in Zach LaVine.
But he's gotten a couple crazy blocks. Like you can look that up on YouTube, and it'll surprise you. Like Zach LaVine then chased a couple blocks down, and you don't see it because he's in the low market rate. He's in the Bulls. He ain't winning. He ain't no just player right now.
Yeah. And so, and then going back to Cooper Flagg and the Mavs, it's rumor has it that the Mavs may do a couple of trades and try to get Lonzo Ball down here. Do you think that's a possibility? If it happens, will that make that,
As the Mavericks is my second favorite team of all time, I don't want Lonzo Ball.
Explain why.
Well, first of all, his knee is new, but it ain't working right. But I'm gonna say I would rather have Cooper. He's younger. He plays both sides. Exactly. Lonzo Ball does too. I'll give him that. He does play both sides of the ball. But the inconsistency, I'm telling you, Cooper is consistent every time he steps on the floor. Even if he had a bad shooting night, he's going to get you 2 blocks, a steal, some 10 rebounds. Like he's going to help do everything and the dirty work. So now you have Cooper doing the dirty work with people like Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford to where P.J. Washington don't got to do as much. Like, come on, man. Anthony Davis, like, come on, man. Anthony Davis, bro. Like, what? They don't have to do so much now because you got a young stallion there that's going to do everything. Let's make it easy for them.
Now, facts. And I think the only thing that's going to hold Dallas back is the point guard position. I'm thinking if they give Brandon Williams a little bit more time to play, because he played good in the playoffs and he did okay, I think he'll be a serviceable point guard. What do you think?
Yeah, right. He got to learn how to control the game. I ain't saying he can't play the game. He has to control the game.
Right.
He does a good job at controlling the game. So he needs to be like a more of a Chris Paul with the Hornets. Knowing you can score 20, but it's like, hey, let me make sure I impact the game another way because we got real scorers on this team. So let me impact it another way. Let me pick up full court and make their shot clock go down a little bit so now they can't run a full offense and they shoot a bad shot. Like he needs to do stuff like that. That'll change his game for sure, and he'll get some money.
Do you think because they signed him for 2 years? So do you think Jason Kidd can bring that out of him? Because I think Jason Kidd is still running an offense for basically it's a ISO for the most part. And when he was with the 2011 championship, they didn't run an ISO. So I think Jason Kidd need to bring that back in essence. But do you think he's the right coach to get these guys over the hump and to get that championship that we've been needing?
So I'll tell you yes, and I'll tell you why. Jason Kidd has played each style of ball.
Mm-hmm.
So he played with Vince Carter. What did they do? They played really, really fast. Play with Kenyon Martin. We can play fast, but we can slow down and let you get you a couple middies. Let's set it off screen for Keith Van Horn for a 3. He has played with so much. Richard Jefferson, go back. Let me throw you a no-look lob. Like he's played each style of ball. So if you're asking what his capacity of coaching each step, shit, he can do it all. He just got to get the right players to do it and get like when you get them to buy in as a coach, you should know that you get them to buy into the plan. Man, I think last year Mavericks, they bought into the plan until the finals. The plan was to do whatever it is Luka wants to do and let Kyrie do what he want to do. Y'all just play defense and rebound. If we miss shots, pick us up and let's keep it rolling. And they did a good job at it. That's why they beat the Thunder. More consistency.
And I think that first game in Boston last year, where they had an opportunity to win it, they should have won it. If they'd have won that game, it would have been a totally different series.
True.
All right, our last segment of the day, we're going to talk about the Detroit Pistons. And they had a lot of great players. And I actually wrote a story on Center Hub about Dennis Rodman, and we're not going to just talk about him. When you were growing up, and you were born in 1993, so you didn't get a chance to see a lot of the bad boys. It probably wasn't anything that came across your radar. What are your thoughts? And then you probably watched the Chauncey Billups years. Those probably the years that you probably watched. What are your thoughts in regards to Ben Wallace, Chauncey Billups, Rasheed, and all them? What was your thoughts on them?
Man, first of all, like I said, I like basketball for real.
Thanks.
So I used to play video games as a youngin. I didn't know Rasheed Wallace, but when I would play with him, oh my God, he could do everything. He was dribbling, he was shooting, he was passing. I said, oh my God, this dude is cold. And then he was only averaging like 15s and 16s. I'm like, he can go for 30. Like, give him the ball, but they wasn't. They playing team ball, which is why they won. But that Rasheed Wallace guy, man, I ain't gonna lie, it was something special to watch for real. And then you watch people like Chauncey Billups, who, and I never noticed this until my uncle said it to me, because I never forget my point guard in high school sprained his ankle. He told me to bring the ball off the floor, and the guard kept pressing up on me, and I just kept turning my back to him, like, and I'm just walking down, just across I turn, and he said, "You got a little Chauncey Billups thing," and I'm like, "What?" I'm like, what? He said, "You know that he's gonna reach and he's gonna do all these things, so you just turn your back and make him reach around." And when he does that, that's a mistake because now you got this whole side to turn and just go. Now they got to help. And I'm like, man, I never broke basketball down like that before, but it was like I was doing it already. So when I see Chauncey Billups now and I go back and watch the old film and be like, bro, Chauncey Billups was killing like that. And then would turn in front of you and go, boop, boop, and then go. I didn't know Chauncey Billups was that fast. So it was like, man, it was so much I was missing from watching guys like that. And then even Rip Hamilton with the mask, man, like I'm a big Jordan guy for sure. Like I love Jordans, like those are my favorite shoes. Rip Hamilton PEs, man, come on, man. So I was definitely tuned in now because I'm like, oh, he like Jordans? I like him. And now watching. So that Detroit team, man, like they don't get enough props because you got to remember they won when the Lakers was hot.
Yep.
They
Shaq and Kobe years.
Hot.
Yeah. Like, and then you had Allen Iverson in those years too.
You won when the league was hot. You had Tracy McGrady. You had all these people. You had Yao Ming. You had so many good people. And you had an undersized big in Ben Wallace.
Yeah.
A versatile forward in Rasheed Wallace. Tayshaun Prince. I call him Twinkle Toes. Run on his toes. So you got Tayshaun Prince, Rip, and Chauncey.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, that's a legendary five that could never be replaced. You can't replace that. Because they played together. They all played defense. They locked in on the defensive end. Like it was team.
And that was what Brown was the coach back then, right?
Ooh, good question. I ain't gonna lie, you got me with that question because I
think it was Brown because I think that was his first championship.
Maybe you may be right.
Yeah. Now, if you compare them to the Detroit Pistons of 2025, 2024 with Cade Cunningham, is there any comparisons at all?
No.
Is it just the generation, the culture now? It's not like it was in the 90s.
My theory on the 2025 Pistons. Oh my God! If you get Jalen Duren to just be more aggressive, he's too lackadaisical. You get him to be more aggressive, like a Ben Wallace, to where he wants to block everything, to where he wants every rebound. He wants to post up and dunk on you. You get him to dominate because he's already strong. He has the physique. He has everything he needs. He doesn't have the mentality. You get him that mentality. That is a different team. Because remember, I told you, the big man that dominate on the inside is what we're missing. So who in the inside is dominating like that? Nobody.
What about Isaiah Stewart, though? Isn't he kind of dominant as far as big man goes? Not enough?
Just plays hard, which ain't nothing wrong with that, but he plays really hard all the time. So you look at it as he's dominating, but he's just playing hard. I'm talking about real dominant, give it here on the block. Jalen Duren can do it. Nobody's stronger than him. I used to call him baby Andre Drummond. Because remember when Drummond was getting 20 and 20 every night?
Yeah.
Drummond would miss on purpose just to get it back and dunk on you and talk crazy to you. And I'm like, bro, Drummond is good. But then it's like, he understands how big he is. He understands his advantages. And he uses them, which is why he played in the league. That's why he's still in the league to this day, like, because he understands basketball.
Yeah.
Jalen Duren understands what he has right now because he should be the best. Okay, wait, because Jokic is the best for sure. But he should be the most dominant in the paint for sure because nobody has the size, the strength, and everything to compete with him. And he runs like a deer. Like people don't even be watching, but if he just ran straight down, like what do we teach bigs when they're younger? Run from block to block or go to go, rim to rim. Just run straight and just run.
Yeah.
But if he just did that, Jokic can't run with him. Embiid can't run with him. Like none of the bigs are going to, Rudy Gobert, none of them can run with him. He just ain't running. He just jogging down. Let me set your screen. And it's like, no. Run right to the middle of the goal and just seal. Get it and just jump backwards and dunk like Dwight used to do. He could do that stuff, but I believe. Like, I promise you. If I was a coach, that's be the practice every day. Hey, give it to him until he dunk on all y'all.
So is that what they're missing? Just basically his aggressiveness to get them past the second round?
So, Cade going to do his thing.
Facts.
Sir Thompson going to do his thing. They're young. They're going to do their thing because they just want to hoop.
Mm-hmm.
What are they missing? Inside presence. Isaiah Stewart isn't an inside presence. He just play hard. So when you get inside presence, you can beat a good team now because who's going to stop the inside presence? Because they don't have it to stop in practice because nobody's doing it. So when do you work on stopping inside presence when nobody's doing it? That would change the basketball game. Everybody's shooting. Everybody know how to close out. Everybody know how to rotate on defense because that's what everybody doing, sitting on three-point line shooting. Who now is sitting on the block saying, give it here, let me drop step dunk? Nobody. So when you get him to do that, you would change the game again. And you have the squad to do it.
Now, thinking of the legacy of the Detroit Pistons in general, if you could name 3 top players all time for Detroit, and we're just saying as a legacy, what would be your top 3 in regards to a Detroit Piston player?
Sweet Jesus. I mean, you got to go Isaiah for sure. That was Zeke. Zeke number one for sure. Oh my God. This is where I'm biased though, because a lot of people don't remember when Blake Griffin played for the Pistons and he was going for 30 and 20 and dunking people and hitting threes and breaking the press. But he's not an all-time great at the Pistons. But
because he was like 2-3 years there.
But that Pistons jersey, Blake, was crazy.
He was nice, and I was thinking about him earlier. So you got Isaiah Thomas just one, and then kind of sort of Blake Griffin with that asterisk.
Yeah, with the asterisk right there. But I'm gonna go Ben
Wallace.
I gotta go Ben.
I gotta push back on you. Why would you not pick Rodman?
So I'll tell you why. Rodman, head case. Ben Wallace, head case, but it's under control. He's very coachable. So the coachable.
But at the time Rodman was with the Pistons, he was not a head case. He only became a head case when he moved to Chicago.
Exactly. So with the Pistons, it's coachable. I'm taking coachable over anything because now I can teach you and get you to do exactly what I need you to do for us to win this game.
Yeah, because their coach back then was Chuck Daly, if I'm not mistaken.
How many points did Ben Wallace average?
What, like 10?
Maybe. But watch this. Why is he so dominant then?
Defensively.
Watch this. How many blocks did he average?
He probably averaged maybe like 5 a game.
No.
More?
He didn't average 5.
How much did he have?
Maybe 3.
Ben Wallace. Let's see.
So he maybe averaged 3 blocks, but his presence, his coachability, he got people like Chauncey Billups like, hey, be there because I'm going to let him go by me. You got to block it. He's like, all right, cool. He ain't saying, no, Chauncey, you got to stay in front of him because I got to guard my man. He is locked into the team game. I'm choosing it all day.
Let's see. He averaged blocks. Where is it?
Like 2 or 3.
Yeah, it looks like he averaged 3 a game. 3 a game.
I know it's something called basketball. Nah, so
not bad though.
Big Ben Wallace.
And he only averaged 1 point a game, basically almost. Oh, come on, Ben.
Come on, man. I know he averaged no 10. That's why I'm like maybe, but I don't think.
So now that's what I'm saying. Dennis Rodman, he was like
I'm not putting it, but you asked for my 10.
Yeah.
I mean for my 3. For my 3, I'm gonna say
Isaiah Thomas.
I'm gonna say Zeke,
Blake Griffin,
Ben Wallace, and I probably have to. I mean, I know I'm missing a legend somewhere.
Grant Hill.
Oh shit! I wasn't thinking. Grant Hill got to go there. That's my dog. I got to put Grant Hill. I started drinking Sprite as a kid because of Grant Hill. I was drinking Sprite for sure. Grant Hill, like I loved Sprite when I was a kid.
And Grant Hill, when he won,
I got big ears, so he was Big Ear Gang. I got to go with Big Ear Gang all day.
And you know he was born in Dallas.
I wish he was born in Oklahoma.
Dang. Yeah, his dad was actually played for the Cowboys, Calvin Hill.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, dad played for. And matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, Grant Hill went to the same elementary school that I went to, William Brown Miller, back in the day, back in the 80s.
Woo!
Yeah, you weren't even nowhere around back then.
Not even close. Yes, I'll probably pick Grant Hill my 3 for sure. Probably just 2 and move Ben Wallace to the 3rd person because I was all for Grant Hill. He was what I used to say the better version of like Paul George and like those wing guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like Carter, he was like the better versions of them. Like T-Max, he was like the better version of them to me, from what I saw. Because I only saw him.
He was a Rudy Gay of his day. You know what I mean? Because Rudy Gay could hoop, and so was him and Grant Hill similar. They wasn't like fluid. You know how Kyrie is so fluid with his handles. Grant Hill was not fluid like that. Same thing with Rudy Gay, but they can still get to the paint and do what they needed to do. But they were not fluid, so they remind me.
I love Rudy Gay. Like Rudy Gay is like I got a list. Like So we got like an all-time great list, and then we got like my favorite players of all time. Like my favorite players of all time is crazy because it's all over the place.
Yeah.
But it's how I marked my game, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what's up. My favorite player all time is Chris Webber, hands down.
I like C-Web, except for that timeout with the Fab Five.
Yeah. You ain't gotta remind me.
But yeah, man, that's something I ain't never thought about. That Detroit Pistons top 3. That's a good question because I ain't never thought about that. Like ever. I don't really like the Pistons for real, but I just still ain't never thought about that though.
Nah, we always kind of get the legacy team players on the podcast every now and again. We'll talk about it. And I think it's more interesting when it comes to who would you put on your Mount Rushmore of specific teams. And this will be my last question for tonight. If you had to put your Mount Rushmore of players for your favorite team, Oklahoma, who would you put up there? And you only can get 4.
4?
4, because that's all that's on Mount Rushmore, right?
Yeah. I can't get a start at 5?
No.
Okay, Mount Rushmore 4. KD, Russ, Sean Kemp. Sonics, right? Supersonics and Thunder?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
You got to go with the glove, Gary Payton.
Okay. That makes sense.
4. That'd be my 4.
That makes sense. Now, if you had to choose Gary Payton over SGA, who would you choose?
It depends on the team. So when I get asked questions like that, it depends on who else I got on the team.
Okay, so say for instance, the Seattle Supersonics with Gary Payton and their squad versus the Oklahoma Thunder now. Who would you pick? Who wins that if they had a 5-game series?
Man, 5 games, so you got to win 3.
Yeah.
I may have to go with. It depends.
93.
If I can get J-Dub to be consistent, like that 18 to 22 a night, 16 to 22. If I can get him to get that every night, I'm choosing them easy. Because you can't stop Shea. Gary Payton will make it hard for him, but you're not gonna stop him. And then the shit talking and all that rah-rah, Shea Gill just don't go for none of that. He'd be like, okay, so what? Like, man, that's a good question. I'm probably have to take my Thunder, but it's 2 different styles of basketball because it's more physical than it's more.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough. But I'm gonna probably choose the scoring team because the Sonics back then were more of a good defensive team. Can't blocking shots, glove, guarding full court.
Yeah,
you have like Robert Swift and players like that, Stromile Swift and players like that, good defensive players. So it's like I'm gonna probably go. I'm probably going under now,
25. Gotcha.
Sean Kemp, every bit of 6'8". He ain't 6'10" for real. Like he like 6'8". He just athletic and strong. So he's playing the 4, and then Chet playing the 4, and he's 7'2". Like he's shooting over that. Like it's just like I don't know.
That's crazy.
So I'm gonna give it to the Thunder for sure, man. Yeah, because we finna beat the Denver Nuggets. Thunder.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I'm pulling for Oklahoma in this series, but it's gonna be tough, like I said, because Oklahoma got to face off against Joker, and Joker is not gonna be just an easy out for Oklahoma, man.
They need to do what a lot of other teams used to do to other teams. Just let Joker go for his 40 because he's gonna do it regardless.
Yeah,
and make it hard as hell for that second person to do something. Like Murray can't get off. Michael Porter Jr. can't get off. We ain't worried about Westbrook for real. But Aaron Gordon can't get off. Like you can't let them get off. Like the reason we should have won that first game, like this series should be over, just by the way. I don't care what nobody said. I feel like it was rigged. There's no way
the viewership numbers.
Did you see the series of the fouls and the free throws? Like, come on, bro. No way. Chet been making free throws all night. For some reason, he missed 2 at the end. Like, nah, fam.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm like, what?
Pressure, man. No pressure. He shoots the ball for a living. He's a basketball player. He's a pro.
Yeah.
Like, nah, y'all done gave that man $50,000 to miss, man. He took the money tax-free. They had to, man. They had to. I don't know, man. We should have won that first one. This series should be over. It should be 4-2. But we lose that first game off some free throws. And man, stressful thinking about it. I lost money. I lost money on that game. But
that's life, though. Well, it's been a great podcast, man. I appreciate you coming on. We covered a lot of topics, and I'm pretty sure everybody's going to enjoy this. Tell the people where they can find you at, man, on these social media streets, man, that we close out.
So on Instagram, my name is Retro Trip 15. Obviously, you know the retros because I love Jordans. My last name is Tripplett, and I'm wearing 15 regardless, no matter where I'm at. And then on Facebook, obviously my name is Drelan Tripplett. I post a lot of motivational stuff. Obviously, you can see my basketball content on there as well. But I'm all for the people, man. So I do manage a restaurant now. So y'all come eat in Dallas, man. Come pull up on me, get some food.
Give them the name of the restaurant and the location address.
The Daiquiri Den in Grand Prairie, Texas, right in front of the Outlet Mall in Grand Prairie. Y'all come on, get some food, man. Best food in town for sure.
Now, I've been there, and those daiquiris it put you on your butt if you want something good. So I highly recommend it too, man. So I appreciate you having us out there, man.
For sure, man. When the guys come back, make sure you get me back on. We can do this again. I'm always available.
Anything else you want to add to it? Is there any other social media accounts?
Nah, not at all. I don't really do my TikTok. I really be on there watching comedy stuff, man. TikTok is hilarious. I'll be on there just laughing. But yeah, y'all make sure y'all just follow me on Instagram though. Retro Trip. The trip was spelled just like this with the 2 P's. 15. I'll pop right up. You know I'm checked up. So make sure you check me out.
Absolutely. Make sure y'all go out and get y'all daiquiri, man. If y'all see this episode, tell them Swish sent y'all. And man, I appreciate you, Drelan, man. Have the rest of your weekend back to you, man. We are out. Swish for real, guys. Have a great one.